Now, page 4, ignoring the truth. The Democrat Party drives the narrative, and their liberal accomplices in the mainstream media echo and expand upon the Democrat machine talking points. And their news coverage reflects this blatant anti-Trump bias. The Media Research Center tallied news reports by the mainstream media over the summer months. The results are predictably overwhelming. Fully 92% of the news coverage of President Trump is negative. 92% negative. No wonder so many Americans have a negative impression of the 45th president. For example, you will never hear from the mainstream media this story compliments of Morgan Stanley. Headline: Belief in American exceptionalism among global investors has never been higher. Now think about that. If we listen to the mainstream media, all the world hates us, hates President Trump. Yet the truth is, there is great respect and admiration for the United States and our liberty. But you'd never know it listening to the Democrat leadership on Capitol Hill, who choose to ignore the truth. They have one goal: attack, degrade, and ultimately destroy President Trump.
I am glad Dr. Blasey Ford came forward to tell her truth.
Stop tape. See, was that a slip there? Her truth, not the truth. We're taught that there is one truth, right? There is a singular truth. But this guy, this Democrat hack, is saying that she came forward and said her truth. And you know what? I think he's correct. I don't think that is a slip of the tongue. I think that's dead on target. I think she came forward and told her version of the truth. Somewhere in her back recesses of her mind, she believes this may have actually happened. And it may have actually happened. And she may have superimposed it over Brett Kavanaugh. It may have never happened. We don't know for sure. But she certainly fits the model, in my estimation, of crazy. I've seen crazy before. I've been affected by crazy before. I know the crazy look. And she seems to fit that bill. So yes, I think this is her truth. But it's not reality. It's not the truth of what transpired that night, if anything did transpire that night. Every once in a while, these Democrats, these radicals, do kind of swerve into the truth and into reality. And you got to give them credit when they do. Roll tape.
I believe the time is running out for those who would rather such brave voices remain silent.
Stop tape. This is not, the Democrat Party tried to, and maybe their base believes this. I don't know. I think thinking Americans don't buy it. Certainly conservatives don't buy it. But they've tried to make this a women versus men thing, and that's not what it's about. When you step back and you get out of the gutter, which is where these people have dragged us, you realize this has nothing to do with men versus women or he said versus she said. It's not even about the United States Senate. It's not about the president. It's about our constitutional process. And the fact that these people, these Democrat scum and these radicals on the fascist left have corrupted now the constitutional process of advice and consent, have dragged it down into the gutter, lowered the bar, and now the question is, how do we get it out of the gutter? How do we raise that bar to its proper constitutional level? I don't think there's anyone with that ability in Washington, D.C., even the President of the United States, because this is not his domain. This is an Article I function. Article II, he did his job. He nominated Brett Kavanaugh. Article II is supposed to do their job and either confirm or not confirm the president's nominee. Instead, they've lowered the bar, and I don't believe that there is really anybody in Congress, except for possibly a Mike Lee, who understands the complete and total damage that the Democrats have done to our constitutional process and why it's so important that we raise that bar again. But I think in the end, no one in Washington, D.C. has the ability, the gumption, the power to do so. I think in the end, if we want to raise that bar back to its constitutional proper place, I think it's going to take we the people. Certainly not this guy. Roll tape.
Whether that is President Trump or anyone else who abuses their position of power,
stop the tape. Is this part of Saturday Night Live skit? President Trump is not abusing his position of power. He's the most watched, most under the microscope president of the United States in our history. He can't make a move without the mainstream media asking why. Why did you comb your hair that way? Why did you get out of Air Force One in that particular way? They ask him everything. They watch everything.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.